Hi, I'm Shaival, and this is a forum where everyone talks about the things which are close to their heart, and that's why I'm going to talk about alternative music today. I'm a big fan of alternative music, and it is a very important part of my life. For me, alternative music begins, ends, and revolves around this band R.E.M. Shit. Cut. For a lot of Indian kids, high school is a very unhappy and oppressive space, and so it was for me. And when I came across this R.E.M song, Everybody Hurts, it helped me a lot. It understood me at a level where my family, friends, and teachers failed to understand me. It's a song which has influenced a lot of people all across the world, and it has even saved many lives. And so it helped me to get through high school. Apparently, there isn't a big market for alternative music in India. That's why it was quite a struggle to get this kind of music. And I came across this song, Everybody Hurts, very early in the morning before I used to go to school. So I used to watch this show called MTV Classic, and I came across this video when I was flipping through these channels, and it somehow worked for me. It was very important for me. So every morning before going to school, I would watch that show and hope that Everybody Hurts would be played. And I even came back home in the evening, and I used to watch the repeat shows in the evening too, hoping to catch that song. And there was this very interesting show, MTV Unplugged. I don't know if they have it anymore, but it used to come every Saturday or Sunday night, and I used to stay up at night. It used to come around 12:30 or 1, and so I used to hope that I'd get to watch a good, nice acoustic show by staying up so late. But sometimes they didn't even play that show. They would keep on playing that MTV Grind dance show, which would really disappoint me, but I would like try again next week and hope to catch that show. So that's how I saw the first R.E.M Unplugged. I think it's 1993 Unplugged, and then I also saw the new one, 2002 Unplugged, that way. So I guess for a long time I used to like stay up at nights just to watch these alternative shows. And I also saw Alice in Chains Unplugged that way, and the famous Nirvana Unplugged that way. So that was very important for me. And there was this another R.E.M song called Walk Unafraid. It's from their album Up. And Up was not a very commercial success for R.E.M, but it's one of my favorite albums because it has some really beautiful songs. And Walk Unafraid was also a big anthem for me. I memorized all the lyrics, and I used to sing that song a lot, and that also helped me get through high school. So that's Everybody Hurts and Walk Unafraid. They worked really well for me. Before I came across alternative music, I would listen to mainstream rock music. A neighbor of mine introduced me to Aerosmith, so for a long time I was an Aerosmith fan, and we all used to listen to Guns N' Roses, and then came Nirvana, and then R.E.M. So Nirvana was also very important while you're growing up and you're a teenager, and there's all that teenage angst, but when you grow up, when you understand things around you, it doesn't work for you anymore. But R.E.M somehow still works for me. And I guess there's a lot of difference between mainstream rock music and alternative music. I don't know, for me, mainstream rock music is all about leather jackets and glam rock and girls and sex and drugs, and alternative music is more about it's very intellectual and emotional, and I don't know, it's much more toned down and subtle, and yet much more powerful and more substantial. And mainstream rock music is about guitar solos and being loud and stuff like that, but alternative music is about making weird sounds and not so long guitar solos, and just doing your own thing, taking sound to a new place, discovering new soundscapes. So that's how I would define alternative music. It's an offshoot of mainstream rock music, I guess. R.E.M's music appeals to me because it is both emotional and intellectual. For example, I'm a big fan of this song, Southern Central Rain. A lot of people like it, and its lyric goes like this. Did you never call? I waited for your call. These rivers of suggestions are driving me away. So, and I'm a student of literature too, so it interests me the way these people write their songs. You can see that a lot of thought and hard work goes into making of a song. It's not just trash pop music that one hears these days. So that's why I respect their craft and also enjoy the music. Radiohead is another band which is important to me. I started getting to know about them because I'm a fan of R.E.M, and they too happen to be fans of R.E.M. There's this song called How to Disappear Completely in Radiohead's album Kid A, and I read up about it on the internet, and apparently the singer was inspired by the frontman of R.E.M to write this song. He couldn't handle the media fame and everything which was happening in his life, and R.E.M's frontman Michael Stipe, he told him that just forget about everything, pretend that you're not there. And then this guy came up with this song, How to Disappear Completely, and it's there on my phone. I keep listening to it. So if Everybody Hurts is a song which saves life, this is a song which keeps people alive, I guess. It completely de-stresses you when you're going through a difficult phase or dealing with tough people and impossible situations. You just need to disappear completely, and it's something which Radiohead teaches you. And it's interesting how R.E.M has influenced this new generation of musicians. And I was also reading about what influenced R.E.M to start out the way they did, and Michael Stipe was inspired by Patti Smith, who is considered to be the grandmother of punk rock, and he was inspired by this album called Horses. So I managed to get it downloaded somehow, and I listened to it a bit. So it's interesting. It doesn't work for me the way it worked for him. And then I was reading about Patti Smith too, and she was influenced by Bob Dylan and a lot of poetry and literature. So, and then Bob Dylan apparently was inspired by this singer called Buddy Holly. So it's interesting to know about these things and to get all this information, which is only possible now because of the internet. Otherwise I had to like stay up at nights, watch MTV too much without getting to see what I really wanted to see. But I guess there was a charm to that thing, to wait, to spend so much time and value in waiting for something which you knew was going to be really good quality stuff. But now it's very easily available on websites like YouTube, and I guess perhaps too easily available. So, but it's a good thing that it's available. No one has to stay up at nights to watch these things anymore. So, since I'm a consumer of alternative rock music, I'm always on a lookout to get this alternative music product, but I've been very disappointed. At least in the Indian rock music scene, people still cover Guns N' Roses and Rolling Stones and all those bands which do not interest me. But like internet, it always helps, and I've come across the music of Rabbi Shergill, and there's this Pakistani singer Aruj Aftab, and I came across this album Breathing Underwater by Anushka Shankar and Karsh Kale. So I think these musicians, what they are doing, according to my understanding at least, that they're trying to incorporate aesthetics of alternative rock music into the Indian or the subcontinental music scene, and I really admire that. And I guess there should be a space for alternative music in the music market. There's commercial music and there's Bollywood music, and there should also be enough space for such music to exist and such voices to come out and express themselves. There's this song by Oasis called Don't Look Back in Anger, and One of the lyrics is that, please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band, throw it all away. But if I were to put my life in the hand of a rock and roll band, it would be R.E.M. It would be quite a safe choice, I guess.